one thing that we should be, that the Bible teaches us, is that oftentimes even people in your own household, there may be, if you're standing up for the things of God, those people, even in your own household, they may not be loyal to you. All right? And we have to be very mindful of who we give our loyalty to as well. Here's a case where Jesus had people in his own household, and they weren't going to be loyal to him. They didn't believe on him. All right? If you hold your place here, I'm going to turn to Psalm 69 real quick, because there was actually a prophecy about this. Psalm 69. Psalm 69 and 8, I believe. Yeah, Psalm 69 and 8, it says, I am become a stranger unto my brethren and an alien unto my mother's children. That was a prophecy talking about Jesus, all right? We know that many of the Psalms, oftentimes they will be references, veiled references of prophecy talking about things to come, all right? Going back to John the 7th chapter here and talking about loyalty, the Lord gives us the Holy Spirit, and we should never quench the Holy Spirit. We should allow the Holy Spirit to rest, rule, and abide in us, and give us the spiritual discernment to know who we should be loyal to and who we should trust. The most important thing to do is to trust the Lord first. All right. Now, the Lord will put people in your life that you can trust and that you can have to be loyal to, and they can be loyal back to you. But keep in mind that the scriptures tell us that the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So oftentimes you may have a friend or a buddy who you think is as loyal to you as you are to him, but that friend or buddy may fall short because, hey, they want to do the right thing, but because we're still in this flesh, sometimes we come short. All right? And there's a real world example. Back in August in the Bronx, there's this young lady named Velasquez. Her friend Martinez was being abused by her live-in boyfriend. So Martinez calls Velasquez and says, hey, my boyfriend's beating me up. Can you help me? Well, Velasquez, being loyal to her friend, she runs over to the couple's house to break up the fight. Okay? Now, the guy, his name is Wheeler. He's over 6 feet, 200 pounds, ex-con, just got out of jail. He probably knows how to fight a little better than she does. Well, what happened was, at the end result, when she goes over to her friend's house, according to police reports, her friend helped the boyfriend not only bludgeon her, but dismember her and scatter her body parts all over New York. Okay, this happened back in August.
For real?
Yeah, because they used to work together for 2 or 3 months, and they became really good friends. But she expressed loyalty to this person, but her loyalty was misplaced because it cost her life. All right. Now, Jesus said in John the 15th chapter, he says, no greater love hath a man than this, than a man lay down his life for his friend. Okay, but here's a case where spiritual discernment was not utilized because her friend was in a bad situation, and it would have been better for Miss Velasquez just to call 911 and let the authorities handle the situation than for her to take her 130-pound body over to defend against a larger person. Okay, and as a matter of fact, defend against 2 people because according to police reports, they both turned on her. Okay, and it cost her life. All right, we have to be very careful where we place our loyalty. The scriptures make it very clear. I want you to hold your place here in John, but I want you to turn to Mark. Mark 14:30. Matthew, Mark will be the second book. I think it's 13. Let me see. No, 14:30. 14:30. Now, we talk about that there's nothing that we go through that Jesus hasn't already gone through. Some of you may say, well, Jesus doesn't know what I'm going through. I've been betrayed before. I've had friends turned on me. Well, look at Mark 14:30 and tell me if this isn't an example of something similar when it comes to betrayal. Mark 14. Now, why have I lost my place? And Jesus said unto him, he's talking to Peter, he says, verily I say unto thee, that this day, even in this night, before the cock crow twice, thou shalt deny me thrice. He's talking to Peter. Now, Peter was one of his mainstay guys. Peter was actually part of Jesus' inner circle. If anybody could be trusted, it could be Peter, right? But guess what? Peter's spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak. But Jesus knew what was in the heart of man. Jesus knew what was in Peter's heart. And even though Peter wanted to do the right thing, he wound up denying Jesus. All right? None of the disciples came to rescue Jesus from the cross. Think about that for a moment. They all ran. Okay? But by the same token, Peter, once he allowed the Holy Spirit of God to come upon him, according to Acts, the 2nd chapter, he went on to be one of the greatest New Testament preachers that ever preached the gospel. All right? Thousands of people got saved after Peter gave his sermon in Acts, the 2nd chapter. All right? Okay? But Jesus knows what it's like for people not to be loyal.